You're watching Let's with Ayuma.
Hey, I'm Ayuma Michelle and welcome to Let's with Ayuma. This is an online safe space that I started to empower progressive women from all around the world, just like you and I, to thrive with purpose. Okay? So, today I'll be talking about how I got started as a voiceover artist or actor. I'll be sharing with you this what has worked for me and what my journey has been like. And I hope that it actually helps those of you who are starting out this year or who have just started out, to find some tools and tricks here that could possibly work for you too, okay? But before we go into it, you know what time it is, okay? Please, if you have enjoyed content on this channel so far and you're yet to subscribe, please consider subscribing, okay? Let's become family and stay engaged as we keep learning how to thrive with purpose. But if you're new to this channel, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Please watch this video and watch another one. And if you dig it, please subscribe, okay? So that you don't have to search for me in these YouTube streets for the next video. You'll simply get a notification and you can keep journeying with me on my storytelling journey, okay? Good. So, and also remember, if you do enjoy this content, please share it with another woman in your life so that she too can thrive. Ensure that your circle is always growing as you grow, okay? Great. So, as I shared before, today I'm going to talk about how I got started as a voice artist or voice actor, okay? Some of you have been sending me messages on LinkedIn, on WhatsApp, on Facebook, about tips on getting started as a voice actor. I'd shared a post on Instagram, Facebook, also on LinkedIn that what some of the struggles that I've been facing, especially regarding self-esteem, whenever I'm chosen for a big project or something of the sort. And some of you really responded and resonated with my story, and some of you ending up asking me questions about how did you get started, how do you get jobs, or what kind of equipment do you use. So this does not exhaust everything, but I hope that it gives you a little bit of encouragement to know that I was able to start, so therefore you can start. And also just to help you learn how to start small, right? And so I'm going to share with you the tips that have worked for me. Remember, this is what has worked for me. I'm not a professional, like super pro level voice actor. I'm also not a voice coach. I'm simply somebody who's also getting started on my journey. I wouldn't call myself a novice, but I'd say I'm in the intermediate level. So I'm not new to voice acting, but I'm new in terms of discovering what does voice acting look like right now in the world and how does one get paid. So you can get started with me. You can learn some of the things that have worked for me and apply. And if it works for you, great. If it doesn't, there's always space for you. There's always something that would work for you, okay? So before we get started, story time. So actually, for those of you who might not know, my background is actually in journalism. I studied public relations, but the one that was my major was electronic media. I studied journalism for radio, for TV, and for, various places where people can actually learn about broadcast journalism. And so my dream was actually to be a radio host and to have my own radio program where we discuss, very deep issues, very exciting topics. And so that was actually my dream. But when I finished uni, or even before I finished uni, I quickly learned that what we learned in class wasn't necessarily what was practiced. And also it was harder to get some media jobs just because of a lot of sexism that I found along the way. So I had to give up my dream of being on radio. So recently, when I've just been figuring out and asking myself questions about my business, about how can I expand my creativity, how can I expand my revenue streams, I realized that most of my friends who used to be my classmates in media class, but also some of friends who ended up becoming amazing journalists in my country, Kenya, I noticed that most of them, after leaving media, voice acting had been an avenue that they explored. And it's a beautiful way. I've always been very passionate about voice, and the power of voice. and how voice is an advocacy tool, to represent a particular demographic or stories or something like that. So I asked myself, why not me? if they're doing it and we received the similar training, why not me? So out of curiosity, I started reaching out to some of them, and they so generously were able to share with me information, tips, how to get started. And these are part of the things that I'll share with you too, because I believe that a rising tide lifts all boats. And if they were able to, so generously share that information with me, why not share it with you, right? So that if any of you have a question, I'll just send you this video and it will help you answer some of the questions you may already have, right? So, and because I got started with what I had and with what they shared with me, at least I've been able right now to have had a number of clients who are actually well-paying clients and create a new revenue stream for my business, which is called Let's, which is all about storytelling. So I'm so happy that I've not only been able to expand my creativity, but I've been able to rediscover and repurpose my love and my passion for voice, but also I've been able to, expand my revenue stream and earn very, very good money for my business, but also to help sustain myself during these pandemic times. And the beautiful thing about voice acting is that this is a very lucrative industry. I have mentors who've actually confirmed it, and obviously because of people working from home and the pandemic times, like things like e-learning, things like online advertising has really, really, really massively grown. Online advertising actually goes hand in hand with voice acting, because who voices these e-learning courses? We voice actors. Who voices these online adverts? We voice actors. So it's a very lucrative business. And so for those of you who know you have the gift and the talent of this voice and you'd like to enter, know that it's very lucrative, but also know that it requires a lot of strategy, a lot of hard work, and working smart as well. So here are some tips that I'd like to share with you. These are the things that worked for me, and these are the things that I applied, and they have worked for me, and I hope that in one way or another they'd also motivate you and encourage you on your voice acting journey. Okay, and these principles apply whether you are intermediate, whether you used to be a voice actor and then took a break and then you're coming back, or whether you are completely new to the voice acting world. There are some principles that apply, that especially when you start. But at the same time, I'm also just sharing what works for me, because you can imagine the industry has changed, and what worked maybe 10 years ago isn't necessarily what works now, because now there are things like AI, where it's AI generated voice acting and stuff like that. And so if people who are set in their ways years back, it would be very hard for them to find jobs right now, because it's a completely different environment and things have changed. So these are the things that have worked for me, and I hope that they work for you too. And for the resources, I'll put them on the description box just to help you along your journey as well. Okay? So, number 1, please start small. Start small and start with what you have. For me, you realize that you can start with your current voice, you can start with your current skill set, and you can start and experiment with your current equipment. For me, when I started out, I didn't start out with a home studio. I didn't start out with super expensive equipment. I didn't start out with even a fancy, microphone that I can use at home. What I started with is with my phone, literally my mobile phone, and my Bluetooth, my Bluetooth headphones. That's what I started with. And by starting, I mean like creating demos. Demos are samples of your voice which act like your CV, which act like your audition. Because once people hear it, they're like, okay, I want that for my project or my campaign. So I started by recorded a demo so that I can use it to attract opportunities my way. But the mistake I made was that I followed the advice of somebody who told me to create a script from an online YouTube advert for a big brand that is one of my dream clients. So that is actually unethical. I recently got to learn this, that it's unethical to use to even create scripts from existing adverts from actual businesses, because it could attract these copyright issues, and obviously that script belongs to them. So it's better to write your own script in a way that brings out the qualities of your voice, or you can go to platforms like voices.com or even online where you can find copyright-free scripts. Okay, I'll share some below. Okay, so please use copyright-free scripts. You don't want these brands to start seeing you as somebody who does not respect their creativity or their copywritten artwork, please start out on a good and ethical level. Don't borrow scripts. Even as you audition, please don't use your auditions as demos. That's another mistake I made. Please use demos, not unless the clients have said yes, you can use these demos as your auditions. Not unless you can use your auditions as demos, please do not use it. Please make sure that you attend to copyright issues so that you start well without any legalistic issues, okay? Number 2, please create a free account on the major voiceover platforms. Realize that's where the work is. So if you're not there, you don't expect that these people will come specifically look for you at your doorstep and knock and say, hey, do you want this job? No, it doesn't work like that. You need to position yourself where the opportunities are at, where people are actively looking for your voice and they're actively looking to pay you for your voice, okay? So some of these platforms, the ones that I'd like you to start with is number 1, voices.com. I'll put them on the description box. Voices.com. Then there's voice123.com. Then there is fiverr.com, okay? Also, to help you check things like ratings and stuff like that, there's a platform called voicerealm.com. Voicerealm.com, you can also register their free account. But for me, how I personally use Voicerealm isn't necessarily for jobs. I use Voicerealm for ratings. It's very beautiful, and I'll break it down to you later. You need to be on these platforms to position yourselves for jobs, for you to get discovered, for you to learn from other people, for you to even sample and listen to what other people's voices sound like, and make sure to realize that your demo is like your CV. And so please keep uploading your demos. Like on voices.com, 14 demos is enough. But make sure the demos aren't sounding the same. Make sure you are performing in different ways. If one moment I'm speaking like this, I would have another one where I'm speaking like a younger person, and there's another one where I can actually speak like a very indigenous African. You get what I mean? So those are 3 types of demos that I can actually upload on these platforms, so that people can see, oh, she just doesn't do one thing. Many voice actors are losing out because they're comfortable with one thing. There's so many ways in which you can manipulate your voice and make sure that it's actually consistent, that you can actually deliver on a project. So yeah, those are some of the fun things that I do. Make sure that your demos show different qualities of your voice, right? So for me, my voice, I can do a young adult, I can do a young adult just like this. I can do an adult, and then I can do a senior woman's voice. You see how I'm manipulating my voice? It's different qualities. The older somebody is, or this is how it's assumed, the older somebody is, the deeper your voice. And those are the jobs that, by the way, I get a lot. The one for the deep voice, right? Yay for alto women. We finally have a place where our voices can actually shine. Yeah, so, and then make sure that when you get your first well-paying job, or when you save up enough, please consider paying for a premium membership on voices.com. Why? Because on voices.com, when you get premium membership, first of all, you'll rank higher on job searches. Second of all, you'll get quality auditions. So for me, I've been approached to audition for, very big brands, very, very big brands, that I was like, oh my gosh, they were looking for my voice. So you get such access. And then you get workshops, voice acting workshops, where people actually practice how to read. You also get workshops by some of the best voice coaches in the world, where they give us some feedback and insights on what works, which voice performances to focus on, which styles to focus on, so they keep us posted on where to focus our energy, so that you're not out there spreading yourself thin on doing so many things. Also, you get to, as you rank higher on the searches, it means you can audition faster. Realize that when an audition is put up, you get jobs based off of how quickly you audition. So imagine this voice, the people who are recruiting for voice talent, they don't listen beyond 5 seconds. That's what I heard from one of the workshops. They don't listen beyond 5 seconds. And so imagine they're not listening beyond 5 seconds. And so if they've said that we are only allowing 50 demos, you can imagine by the time you don't have a paid platform, 2 days, let's say you go to sleep and then you wake up and then you find that 40 people have applied. Do you really think that as the 49th person who's applied, those people will really listen to your audition? No, they've probably picked their voice talent already. So please make sure that you consider paying for an actual premium account. It has so many benefits. Number 3, audition. When you get better as you audition, you get better at boosting your confidence, you get better at listening to the feedback you're given by some of the people who are recruiting. I gave myself a goal of auditioning 2 or 3 times per week, and just by creating that, and mind you, for pro level voice actors, they probably even do 15 in a week. And that's because they are receiving so many opportunities, and many of them, this is probably their main revenue stream, not main revenue stream, they do it full time. So just start small. For me, I started with 2 to 3 per week, and it was actually feasible. Why? It keeps you expecting to put yourself out there. Also, the more and more you audition, it shows the algorithm on most of these online pay-to-play sites that you are serious, that you are working, that you're looking for work. And guess what? Energy grows where energy goes. I believe in that. The algorithm picks up on the fact that you've been auditioning, and then it makes sure that you keep getting some auditions, to keep you going. You won't land all of them. In our industry, we receive more no's than yeses, but it keeps you going. It keeps you motivated, okay? Even through the tough times when you maybe don't get as many job requests or even auditions as possible. And also, as you audition, make sure you're auditioning for the right jobs. If somebody is asking for UK English and you don't have UK English, you let's say have English African or English other, like me, please don't start applying for UK English jobs. Make sure you're applying for jobs that are actually in alignment with your actual voice, right? I won't apply for a child's voice, for example, a boy child's voice, because first of all, I'm not a boy. I can't perform a boy child's voice. Maybe an African girl's voice, but I've gotten some auditions, but I just focus on your best. Right now, my best voice is the middle-aged woman with an African accent who speaks African English or English other. And my voice is warm, my voice is authoritative, my voice is conversational, and my voice is believable. Those are the qualities of my voice. So when I see those things, and you will learn those things on those platforms like voices.com or voice123. I didn't know these things when I was starting out. I went on those platforms, and when I listened to it, I was like, oh, so this is what it means. This is what warm means. This is what believable means. All those things are available on the platform. So don't worry, okay? You will learn as you go. Number 4, market your work on social media and social media networks. Again, position yourself in places of opportunity. Let people know what you do. And in a beautiful, creative way. Go to canva.com, create a nice poster with maybe colors that resonate with your voice or something of the sort, and let people know. Create an email address that's specific to your voice acting work, and then market yourself, because when people know what you do and the opportunities you're looking for, they'll make it easier for you to actually get those opportunities, right? I have friends who've actually mentioned my name in rooms of opportunities. They've actually recommended me. I have people who've reached out to me, actual producers from different parts of the world who've actually reached out to me to do voice acting work for their clients, So when you put yourself out there, then you're making it easier to get the jobs, okay? Number 5, which is last but not least, please keep learning. There's some people who've been voice actors for the last 10 years. And for me, I just started out proactively, and assertively going for voice acting and building this voice acting job, I think since last year in June, right? But the amount of things I have learned cannot compare to someone who's been very inactive as a voice actor. So when you're actively learning, when you're actively asking questions, when you're engaging with, let's say, voice coaches. Myself, I'm working with a voice coach called Jennifer Kanari. She's one of the OGs, the veteran voice artist in Kenya. I'll share her website below for those of you who are in Kenya or East Africa, or even globally, who are looking to market your voices and position your voices, especially as Africans, in the voice acting realm. Please, in the voice acting world, please go check out her website and please get to work with her, because she knows her stuff. Anything from money to performance to how do you pitch to how do you set up your profiles. I mean, once I started applying the things which she's taught me, that's when I started getting amazing auditions, and that are specific to my job, right? To my voice rather. Yeah, so please keep learning. Go on when you go, please attend when you pay your premium account on voices.com. please attend those webinars. They are really, really important. I have learned so many things which I'd have never learned even from the internet if I wasn't there. Also, they send you some reports, so read those reports, see which jobs are getting the most money, see which kind of voice actors are on demand, see which trends, see which kinds of platforms see where voices are being marketed really well. Is it time for online advertising over TV, over radio? Please read those reports because they help you learn where to focus your energy. Also, go to Skillshare. This is something I'd share with you that truly was a great resource to me. Go on Skillshare. They have a free trial period. Please make sure that within that free trial period, which I think is for a month, please enroll for these 2 courses. There's one course about by a man called Chris Tester. He's based in the UK. I'll share below the 2 courses. There's one about the business of voiceover. You need to see your voiceover, whatever you're doing, as a business. If you don't see it as a business, you will not get the benefits of a business and people will not take you seriously. So please treat it as a business and show up and act and add an audition and treat it as a business. So this Skillshare course by Chris Tester, he has 2 of them. One, which is the business of voiceover, and then number 2, how to land jobs as a voice actor. So there are many other ways in which you can actually land jobs, so you will get to learn it from his course. You can also find him on Instagram, where he shares very interesting and fun posts about voice acting, and then that's where you can get ideas of how you can be marketing yourself online as a voice actor. He has a very, very interesting way of marketing himself and marketing the life of voice acting. And pay attention to also the hashtag he uses, which help him attract opportunities. Okay, check out Chris Tester. Also, please check out a lady called Voiceover Angela on YouTube. She shares amazing tips, especially if you go on these freelancing sites like Fiverr, like Freelancer. She teaches you how to land good jobs and how to buffer up the amount of money that you get on Fiverr. Fiverr no longer asks for jobs for only $5. There's a way in which you can ask for more, and there's a way in which you can actually get quality jobs on Fiverr. So please check out Voiceover Angela on YouTube. If you're looking to get started on Fiverr or on pay-to-play sites or on freelance, she has so much to share. And then obviously, if you're looking for a voice coach, especially if you're African, please check out Jennifer Kanari's website. You can reach out to her to be your voice coach. You will rapidly learn about what is necessary for your specific voice. Okay, so that's all I have for you today. Of course, it's not exhaustive of all the things that I have learned, because obviously there are some things which I have been coached on which are specific to my voice. I don't want to mislead you with that, but there are also some things which you learn when you truly get to invest in yourself. Okay, please know that there is so much abundance and there is so much opportunity for all of us. There is more than enough opportunity for your voice. So please don't compare yourself with other people. Don't compare yourself or feel bad when other people are landing jobs. Keep going, because your voice is unique. Your voice is currency, and it will open up doors, windows, and gates of opportunities for you, just because your voice is that amazing, right? And there's opportunities out there for you and for your voice. Okay, don't give up. So if you have any more questions regarding voice acting, please comment below and I'll be able to share with you whichever way I can. And also, if you love my voice and if you'd want to sample some of my voice demos, please check out below and I'd be more than happy to do business with you as your voice actor, as an African female voice actor, and I'm more than happy to bring your campaign to life with my voice. Okay, so that's all for today. If you have any more questions or comments, please comment below and I'd be more than happy to help you the best way I can. And this is Let's with Ayuma, an online safe space that I created to empower progressive women from all around the world to thrive with purpose and indeed with our voices, our beautiful, unique voices. That's all I have for you today. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.